Hi, Doug Sr. here for your Live Clean tip of the day. There's a lot of buzz these days about vitamin D, and with good reason. This fat-soluble superstar boasts benefits ranging from fighting cancer and boosting autoimmune function to helping with depression and improving cardiovascular health. Vitamin D also plays a critical role in absorbing calcium and phosphorus into the body. Much more than just a vitamin, though, it acts as a neuroregulating hormone, which affects hundreds of genes throughout the body. Vitamin D is the only vitamin that gets converted to a hormone and is so important to our health that there's a receptor for it in every single cell in the human body. And you've probably heard that vitamin D helps keep teeth and bones strong. Well, that's true, but there are many other reasons to make sure your body's getting enough of this essential nutrient. If you want to help protect yourself from cancer, things like heart disease, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and even multiple sclerosis, you'll need to make sure you're not deficient in vitamin D. In fact, vitamin D has also been shown to improve balance and muscle control, oral health, lungs and airways, brain health, and even eye function. Now, having said all this, healthcare professionals agree that a significant portion of Americans are not getting nearly enough vitamin D. Low levels have been linked to things like depression, dementia, various cancers, diabetes, arthritis, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, heart disease, fatal strokes, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, osteoporosis, and a whole list of other diseases. Other conditions believed to benefit from vitamin D include asthma, psoriasis, Crohn's disease, autism, and even kidney disease. So, how do you know if you're not getting enough of this important nutrient? Well, our ancestors spent a great deal of time outdoors with bare skin and no sunscreen. But for most of us, this just isn't possible. Some experts say that if you're exposed your skin to the midday sun for 10 to 30 minutes every day with no sunscreen, you may synthesize what your body needs. However, for those of us living in cooler climates, it's become incredibly difficult to get enough vitamin D from the sun alone. So who's most at risk of not getting enough vitamin D? Well, here's an interesting perspective. In northern latitudes, the northern half of the US, for example, the sun doesn't contain enough UVB rays in the winter for natural production of vitamin D. People who are prone to seasonal affective disorder or depression or other mental illnesses usually benefit greatly from year-round D3 supplementation with an increased dose during the winter. Also, experts say the lighter your skin, the less time it takes to soak up enough of the sun's UVB rays during the warmer months. People with darker skin, they can take up to 3 times longer to synthesize adequate vitamin D. Plus, as we age, our skin loses a substantial amount of the substance we convert into vitamin D, and the conversion process even slows down significantly. So who else is at risk? Well, people who are overweight tend to have lower levels of vitamin D as well. So look at it this way. In the summer months, think about getting exposure before applying sunscreen. Products like sunscreens block the very UVB rays that your body needs to synthesize vitamin D. Now, the next thing, I've talked about this before, is the fact that we need cholesterol to make vitamin D. You see, when you expose your bare skin to the sun with adequate UVB rays, the cholesterol in your skin reacts to the UVB rays by converting another substance in your skin known as 7-dehydrocholesterol to vitamin D3 sulfate. The D-sulfate is further processed by the liver to produce a biologically active form of vitamin D called calcidiol. From here, it gets stored in fat cells. If you have adequate supplies, the rest is sent to the kidneys to be converted into another substance, calcitriol, and this helps regulate your blood calcium level. If there's still D3 in your system after all this, the rest is used to fight cancer and other diseases. Unless you have ample levels of this nutrient, you won't fully benefit from all the disease fighting and other health benefits of D3. So here's more on cholesterol. Since natural foods that are high in vitamin D3 are also inherently high in cholesterol, people who take cholesterol-lowering drugs are at a greater risk for deficiency as these drugs inhibit vitamin D synthesis. And remember, without cholesterol, the body couldn't make its own vitamin D or any other hormones. It's unfortunate cholesterol has developed a bad reputation considering that every cell in the body is made from cholesterol. The truth is that our bodies couldn't survive without this important substance, and vitamin D conversion is a great example of this. Okay, so how do you know if you need more vitamin D? Unlike other nutrients, it's almost impossible to get adequate vitamin D from your diet alone. Some products, such as orange juice, for example, are oftentimes enriched with vitamin D. However, the enriched part actually contains vitamin D2 to fortify these foods, but D2 is not well absorbed by the body. The enriched amount also falls too far short of meeting your daily vitamin D need. A few foods such as cod liver oil, salmon, and mackerel offer a substantial dose of D3. Other foods such as eggs and tuna contain some vitamin D, but not nearly as much. This is why many of us should consider supplementing with vitamin D for proper health. So, what types of vitamin D are the best? There was a time when the differences between D2, known as ergocalciferol, and D3, known as cholecalciferol, were not fully understood. But now we know that D3 is about 300% more effective than plant-based D2. Vitamin D2 is made by irradiating plants, often mushrooms, and D2 is what's oftentimes used to fortify foods. But remember, it's not easily absorbed. D3, on the other hand, which comes primarily from the fat of lamb's wool, is found to be much more bioavailable. While some, such as vegans, may want to avoid supplemental D3, most everyone should seek it out as their supplemental resource. So, now that we know which version to take, just exactly how much do we need? Well, depending on how long your body has been deficient in vitamin D, it may take a while to build up healthy levels, right? So the best way to ensure that you're getting the proper amount is to have a blood test performed by your doctor to measure levels. And it may not be a bad idea to repeat the test after a few months of supplementation to ensure you're getting the correct amount. Although vitamin D3 is not water soluble, some experts say you shouldn't exceed safe levels unless you're taking more than 10,000 international units, or IUs as they're called, per day for more than 3 months. The Vitamin D Council recommends infants receive 1,000 IUs daily and children take 1,000 IUs per 25 pounds of body weight, and adults, well, they recommend they take 5,000 IUs per day. So in summary, just know that vitamin D is a crucial nutrient, and it plays a major role in our health. Since we can't regularly rely on the cholesterol in our skin and the sun's UVB rays to provide all the vitamin D we need for bone strength and disease prevention, as an example, we should consider adequate levels through supplementation. And considering that the majority of the world is believed to be deficient in vitamin D, most people would benefit significantly from taking vitamin D supplements. So there you have it, the importance of vitamin D. I'm Doug Sr., and this has been your Live Clean Tip of the Day.